Yo, my people, welcome back to the vlog. Today we actually have, to be fair, you know what? Today I'm going to talk about something which has been on my mind for a while, and we have a dilemma at the moment. And the dilemma is, I currently run a company called Black and Brown Skin, and we have a website which gets about 15,000 people coming to our website every single month. It's come to a point where we need to renew the subscriptions to all the domains, all of like servers online, and to be completely frank, and it even sounds a bit embarrassing to say this, but as I speak right now, I don't have the money to resubscribe for the year. And it just it gives you a challenge, I guess, a challenge of I need to find the money for us to be able to continue running this website because clearly so many people find value in it. And I think the lesson that I've learned from this experience is that, contrary to popular belief, I think in the health tech space, you need to make sure that you're generating revenue as soon as possible. I know many people will disagree with me on this. Many people will say that actually you need to provide clinical validation, you need to make sure everything is safe, everything's going on. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying do things that are unsafe, but I am saying that whatever you do, you need to make sure you're trying to get to revenue as soon as possible. Otherwise, you end up in a scenario like I'm in right now. And I think the assumption that people always make when they tell you to do everything else besides generate revenue is that you're going to get funding. You're going to get VC funding. You're going to get angel investor funding. But if that doesn't happen, what essentially happens? And I ultimately think that you generating revenue as soon as possible and creating a sustainable business model is actually a better method of care because it means that there is some longevity in what you're doing. For a lot of health tech companies, I think it's sad to say that you build up this patient base, you solving this patient need, and you run out of money and you can no longer serve people. Like, it just crashes and burns. So yeah, don't be like me and try to get to revenue as soon as possible. Yeah, I just like to come to areas like this just to be able to soak it in, just to give me inspiration, just to say, like, one day I want to live in this neighborhood. And I don't know, I have weird things that my psyche needs to be able to see it and act like I've been here before. And this specific house right here, this is my favorite house in the whole neighborhood. I don't think you can actually see it, but they have the craziest security, the craziest windows that you've ever seen. It's just so nice. Guys, fun fact. I'm actually supposed to wear glasses when I use like screens and stuff. So yeah, what are we saying? But yeah, today's another day in the life. We are going on a few viewings today. We are going to, yeah, today's another day in the life. We're going on a few viewings today. Just gonna see more properties, more things that are out there. There is actually a property that we're working on at the moment. It's going through auction, and it's very weird because this specific property doesn't have all of the crooks of normal auctions. It just has a reservation fee, and that's it. And I've literally asked so many people, like, can you read over this to make sure that I'm not getting something wrong? And everyone keeps coming back to me with the same thing, like, bro, like, I can't find the fees. And it almost seems too good to be true. But I keep telling myself, like, why am I doubting the things that I've been told? And I've even emailed them and asked them to send me an email with a breakdown of all the fees. And it literally is just one auction fee. That's it. So I'm going to make a decision on whether or not we try to pursue that. I know exactly how much they want because we had agreed a price before they stuck it in auction, which is so weird. But I know how much they want, and the price is actually really good. And there is probably a decent amount of profit in that deal. It's just about securing it at the right price. So come with me on the viewings, and if I have an update about the property, I'll also share that update with you later.
Let a pagan try, they just tell lies, I can see it in their eye. In the south side, they can get sly rough. That's why I don't trust too tough. I don't trust too much. Pagans lie, I'ma cool their bluff. I couldn't give a toss about another man. Cut me, I got a bigger plan.
Look at this crib. Like, these are the types of cribs in this area. And this is why I love coming and just driving through this area, and even the cars that you see on the road are just, yeah, they're insane.
So, I have been with Malone today, and he joined me for some lunch because I put out into my app that I was around the Sutton Coldfield area. Anybody that's around me in my community that want to come spend some time with me, he took the opportunity. He came and sat with me. He's asked me a bunch of questions. I've given him some advice. He has a huge future. I've been saying this for a very long time. This is not just for his vlog. I've been saying it over and over and over again, and he knows I have. He has a huge future. He just needs to get proof of concept, and he just needs to learn how to be around the right people, get in the right networks, show people what he wants to do, because his vision, he's a visionary and he's a creative, but he needs to take it to that next level now. And one piece of advice that I gave him, which is the most important piece of advice you can ever give anyone, be around the right people, get in the right rooms, because doors open for people who actually make progress. It doesn't fall in your lap.
Guys, I'm about to have a investor call and my laptop decides to start playing up. So literally, look, this laptop is it's just been playing up. Like, it just says this, but it's been on charge for like an hour. Like, you actually can't make this stuff up. Like, this is probably, obviously I don't know as of yet, but I think it's probably the biggest investor call I've had yet. And literally my deck is all prepared. I usually use Google Drive, but for some wacky reason today I didn't use Google Drive for this deck. And yeah, whoever, I just feel like these days
Kenny Hop. I spit it through the wire, man. There's too much stuff on my heart right now, man. I gladly risk it all right now.
on this solo mission and trying to pick up people along the way, or is there people already in and you're like not letting people in? But for me, it's, I guess, it's trying to pick up people along the way who have a similar vision and a similar mindset, because I don't come across them too often, if I'm being honest. So I think if you can have people around you who all kind of have the same dream reminder, it's always definitely a help. This afternoon was weird. I was just driving around the neighborhoods, like the nice affluent areas of Birmingham, and then Steve, who you saw in the last video, he messaged me on Instagram to be like, oh, I'm in the area, and they were going to Nando's. So I quickly headed over there, went to Nando's with him and his team. For context, he's a property developer based in Birmingham, and they do loads of development. So it was nice just to be able to sit down, ask a few questions, some things that I've been struggling with at the moment. Main thing being closing some of the investor calls that I've had. So just getting some tips on how to, like, different strategies to try to close investors. And I'm going to be taking on some of those tips, seeing if they work, or trying to revise my approach to getting leads and also to getting people in the door. So now it's time for the gym. Waiting for my boy to arrive, and then we're gonna have a gym session. And yeah, today we're gonna do a full body day, I think, just because we've done push-pull legs. I mean, we could do push again, but maybe just to try something else out, we'll just do everything, like mainly barbell work. So see you guys on the other side. We just did a gym session. I forgot to record it all, but we're gonna close out with this.
Invest your stocks in liquid chalk.
Why?
Because I've still got some on my hand and it's been almost an hour. I can grip the thing now.
Try, bro. Today we are launching a new product for black and brown skin, and this kind of comes off the back of something that I was thinking about during my exam season, to say I've been doing a lot of work to improve healthcare for black and brown people for about 5 years now. And one thing that keeps happening time and time again is I feel like we go around and round in circles. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to accumulate all of my knowledge into one place, and not only my knowledge, but the knowledge of others who I find cool and interesting. And we're going to accumulate it into one place. However, this sounds like a great idea to me. Maybe you're watching, you think, oh my God, that's so cool. But when you're starting out on new ventures, one of the things that you have to always do, and this is like the most imperative part of the process, is actually test out if the market is receptive and if the market wants this. So what you need to do is to create something which is called an MVP. In other words, a minimum viable product. And this is basically what is the most basic version of this course that people can interact with, and I am able to get feedback to see if people actually like it. So that's basically what we've done today. We launched it exclusively to the mailing list because I thought the mailing list are people who I know are actively engaged with the stuff that we do. So if we just reach out to the mailing list, we'll be able to get the feedback. So far we've had 6 people sign up, which is quite good. And yeah, so I am now working on creating like an email marketing sequence. I want to run it for 7 days and see at the end of 7 days how many people have signed up. I have a threshold in my head to say if this number of people sign up, then it is a good idea. The market is validated. However, if we don't get to that threshold, then the market's not validated, and yeah, I guess we have to readjust.
We in the streets, player, get your mail. It's only 2 places you end up, either dead or in jail. Still know where to go, Still know where to go, Now throw your hands up.
One thing that used to frustrate me, especially in the height of Mind the Gap coming out, is when people used to introduce me as an activist. And I don't know, like maybe I have these definitions completely wrong in my head, but even to this day, I don't like to be referred to as an activist. And the reason was because in my head, an activist is someone who makes the necessary noise about a problem and eventually gets change. But the process of actually creating the change is not necessarily done by the activist. Obviously, they are a catalyst in the process. However, it's not necessarily them. And I just wanted to be the person that is just to change. Like all of the making noise, all of that stuff, I wasn't necessarily that bothered about. I just wanted to almost like get in a corner, make the change, keep my life stepping, and that's what it was. But I think obviously it was very gift, and I'm very grateful for it, of course. It's not like I'm sitting here saying, oh my God, like I didn't like the attention or whatever. But I think I just wanted to do the work a lot of the time. But one thing that I came to realize is that by actually putting yourself out there, sometimes it actually helps you to do the work a lot faster. But yeah, when I used to get called an activist, it used to make me like itch a little bit. Because also been quite a slow week. And again, this week, I think it's a battle of almost feeling like I'm running out of time, and it frustrates me so much. I think I mentioned it in last week's vlog, but it's almost like it's my personality. But at the same time, I always try to be ruthless with my inputs and just kind of patient. Like I think I'm fairly good at delayed gratification. Like, I mean, I've been doing this medicine degree for like the last 6-7 years. But one thing I always try to be ruthless on is my inputs. And this week, I think it's just been a bit slow. The inputs have been a bit slow. It's been a lot of phone calls, a lot of just conversations, just speaking to people and kind of hoping for the best. And then genuinely in other places, it's just been me lying on the floor, staring at the ceiling, thinking, how on earth, like what on earth do I do? And kind of just not having that drive to get up and go. But I mean, I always pick myself back up when stuff is like that. But it is what it is. It's part of the process. And it's me realizing that I'm not superhuman. Like there is going to be days where I'm 100% 12-hour days, 16-hour days. And then there's going to be days where it's 3-hour days. But I think it's more important to be consistent with your inputs, to be consistently showing up. And yeah, I guess Future Malone, if you're watching this or whoever's watching this, just be consistent with the inputs. Today we are outside again. This vlog is enjoyment, work. Some of this week was a bit of work, working on black and brown skin, working on property stuff. Today it's a bit of cool off, taking the sun, have a bit of fun. Fit of the day, today we're wearing this shirt. It's like two-tone, it's a bit distressed. We've got these Bermuda shorts, we've got these Jordans. These have actually turned into my beaters. I used to love these shoes, but you know when you wear shoes out too much and then they end up just becoming your everyday shoe, that's what it is. So yeah, after this, we're gonna have some fun, and maybe this is where the vlog closes, with the fun.
Hi everyone, my name's Mo, and welcome to my party.
Sabi girl no they too like talk. Animals they in human form. Body man nobody like walk. But you
We're outside at the barbecue. This is my plate so far.
Don't shake your plate, you got
This is my plate. How free.
What, bro? He said man like
Guys,
this.
we they chop life, we they live life, we they enjoy,
Like,
we they have fun,
you know what's so funny, yeah?
we they chop
He
money.
went,